Yeah.
Welcome to Rodus Live. I am your host, Rodus. The show is about hip hop, urban cultures, and entrepreneurs. So today I have all three. I have someone that represents hip hop, I have an entrepreneur, and I have somebody that represents urban culture. So my guest that I'm speaking on today is Crystal La'Jeune. How you doing, Crystal?
I'm good. How you doing, Riders?
I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine. So how did you get into music?
Wow. So uh I feel like I was born into it. My dad sings, my mom's side of the family are musicians. So I grew up with music all around me. So of course I always wanted to sing. Um, and then when I actually found out that I could sing, it encouraged me to want to keep going.
I agree. Who are some of your musical influences?
Well, most mostly my dad. My
Okay.
dad, he could sing really good. He could hit all the notes from the highs to the lows. So he was my first inspiration. And then Whitney Houston, Stephanie Mills, and Anita Baker. Those are the top three that I could think of that were my musical inspiration when I was growing up as a little girl.
Okay, I like all of them, so I'm in total agreement with that. Um, where where did you discover this talent?
Well, just singing songs, just like when you growing up, you listen to music on the radio, it may be your favorite song and you just sing it. And then if it sounds good to you and then other people hear you sing it, you know how it go. So
Yeah.
that's pretty much how I got into it. And then it was just something that I enjoy doing. It was just
Okay.
something that I really enjoy doing, just singing other people's songs.
Right, like we all do.
Right.
Right. So when did you do your first recording?
Wow. Okay, so I did my first recording. Ooh. Hmm. Okay, so that's a trick question. So the first recording I probably did when I was in like high school with the guys, and I wasn't singing. We were rapping at that time. I had started rapping at that time. So I did my first recording with like a group of people, but it really didn't, it was just something that we were doing for fun in the basement. And at that time, it was like, a lot of people didn't have that type of equipment at home. So
Right.
it, yeah, it wasn't as a good quality or anything like that. It was just something that we was playing around with. But my actual first recording that I started playing for people, which actually started to push me or made me want to actually really become an artist, was in early 2000, well, mid 2000. I'm gonna say, because my niece is I don't want to tell everybody my age. Look.
It's all good. It's all good.
It's
You
all
look
good,
good.
right. It's cool. It's
Black
cool.
don't crack. Black don't crack.
I'm just playing. But no, my niece is 15. So I'm gonna say about 15 years ago, I
Okay.
recorded my first song. And it's been up since then.
I know that one of the first recordings that I ever heard from you was with Sadat X. How did that
Yes.
collaboration come about? And you did very well on there. You should have took it easy on the legend.
Oh my goodness. So that's a day that I will never, ever, ever, ever forget. Mainly because the day before we did that recording, one of my dearest friends passed away. And
Rest in
so
peace.
that was a difficult moment for me because first of all, when I got the call for me to do the song, I had been working with a producer and engineer. His name is Grant Parks. And so I was working with them. And so he works with them as well. And he had heard a song that I was recording with them, and he liked my voice, and he wanted me to do a hook for him. So they called me to do a hook, specifically just to do the hook. And so when they called me, I was standing in the house, in my best friend's house.
Wow.
And she was dead upstairs. Damn. And the police was there. And, at the time, they didn't know if it was a crime scene or not. So, we couldn't go upstairs. It was just like, it was crazy. It was super crazy. So when I got the call, I was dealing with that. So I knew, because I grew up listening to Brand Nubian and and Sadat X, and, I was like, I knew this was an opportunity of a lifetime. But I also was going through a tragedy, like literally, you know what I'm saying? And so I told them what was happening, and they was like, okay, go ahead and deal with that. Can you, I'm like, can you make it tomorrow? I'm like, yes, I could come tomorrow, but right now, I'm dealing with this. This is like something I got to deal with. And so I was able to go the next day. And so, of course, we talked. I got a chance to chop it up with him for hours, and he told me his story, and it was absolutely amazing. And then I did the hook. So after I did the hook, they was like, how about doing a verse? And I was like, really? And I was just like super nervous because, of course, this is somebody that I grew up listening to. This is like a legend. I was like, I already was going through a little something. And then, so I was like feeling like under super pressure, but I got the job done, got my verse done, and the rest is history.
You saying I'm not going to be a groupie. I'm finna be slicing and dicing.
Man, I had to do what I had to do. It's like, when you get an opportunity like that, you can't blow it. I was so grateful that I had another day, you know what I mean? Because he was going to be leaving town soon. And then, like I said, I know my girl would have wanted me to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, girl, you better go ahead and do that.
Right. Hey, my condolences go out to your friend.
Yeah.
Sorry for your loss. I didn't know you was going through that, but when I heard the track, I was like,
her actually, because Tish, right?
Yeah, I do.
We went to barber school together.
Oh my God.
I don't know if you remember her. She was the little short girl.
I remember.
Because it was only a few of us, but yeah.
I remember. Damn. I'm sorry about that. Okay. Have you ever been signed to any labels, indie, or approached by any majors at all?
No, I have not been signed to any labels. I've had some underground labels approach me and some overseas labels approach me, but at the time, from legal advice, it didn't make sense for me to pursue. So
right. If the paperwork ain't right, it ain't right.
Yeah.
I like being indie. I like kind of doing my own thing. I like moving when I want to move. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes it could be a lot of barriers placed on you, and that ain't cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So what do you have out? I seen one of your shows on Facebook. How did that show come about? I noticed that you always open up with Lauryn Hill, but you are Crystal La'Jeune. No disrespect to Lauryn Hill. Salute to you. So how did that show come about, and where was it at?
Okay, so this most recent performance, I wouldn't really even call it a show. One of my girls, her name is Liz Toussaint. She's a really, really great artist. And she does this spot called Tavern on LaGrange on Monday nights. Okay. And she invited me out, and she asked me to come out because she wanted me to perform. But at the time, I wasn't aware that she was expecting me to do something that particular night. So I was just going to check the spot out just to see, even if it was something that I wanted to do, you know what I mean? Because I always you know, I like to check it out first. You know what I'm saying? At least
Right.
now, just
Gotta
because from
circle the
past
block.
experience, yeah, just from past experiences, I just want to check it out and everything. And I trust Liz. Liz is a quality artist. She is out here doing major things. But I just wanted to check it out first. You know what I mean? And
Yes.
so we had discussed any specifics. So I definitely wasn't assuming that I was performing that particular night. So when I went, I found out it was an open mic, and it was really nice. They had a live band. The place was really nice. The food was delicious. The atmosphere was on point. And of course, when she saw me in the crowd, she like, I'm gonna need you to get
Get
on
up here right now.
Yeah, she put me on the spot. And then pretty much I had to do my thing.
So it looked pretty
So
live.
maybe another reason how the whole Lauryn Hill thing came about is because I was doing a music festival one time, and I was working with a band. And so, a lot of times when you work with bands, people do covers of other people's songs and stuff like that, which gets the crowd involved because it's something that they're familiar with. So what I decided to do was, because one of my particular original songs flowed really well with this particular Fugees track, I decided to do the original hook from the song, and then just put my own original verses in place of the original song. And it flowed really well just because when people hear the song, it's something that they're familiar with. So it gets them in the groove, and now they're paying attention. Then they can sing along a little bit, and then you go into your own thing, and they're like, oh, wait a minute, I know that's not the song. Wait a minute. Oh, okay. And then, you kind of get people's attention. So that's pretty much how that started. And then once I seen the reaction of the crowd, of course, I did it again, and then I did it again, and it worked. So that's something that I do when I perform.
You got an icebreaker, and you hit them with the transition like, look, this is me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think that works well. So what do you have on the horizon musically, and how can somebody book you for a show?
Well, right now.
Or book you for a feature?
Well, you have to contact me or my management. Actually, I prefer you contact my management, because I'm trying to cut myself off from directly dealing with people, because sometimes it can get a little, how I could get. And then email. So you can contact my management or by email or phone. So I provide that information for everybody, and they can contact them, and they can, do business.
Okay, that's what's up. So are you currently working on a project, an EP, a single, or you just cooking?
All of the above.
Okay. I
know.
all
of the above. Yeah, I've been doing several features with other artists. A lot of things are coming. So yeah, all of the above.
All right. I got the pleasure of working with you one time, and I am so gracious and grateful for that experience. Yes. I just want to let you know.
I was just listening to that just not too long ago, just going through the archives of all the music that I created. Mm-hmm. And I listened to that, and I was like, yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one.
Right. People was like, oh, how did you get Keisha Cole on your album? I'm like, what? Don't be disrespecting my girl like that. All right. So let's talk about Green Members. What is Green Members?
Well, Green Members is what I like to call my family. I don't like to call my family fans, just because that word is so like it's not loving enough in my opinion. Right. And so not only, because I decided to come up with the Green Members just because of that one reason. I didn't want to call people my fans. Right. And green is my favorite color. So that's another thing. Most people probably already know that. It's probably very, very obvious. But that's where the whole thing came from. I just didn't want to start calling people my fans, and it was just more of a love and family feel. And so that's how the whole thing started. I don't know if you remember Austin Powers with the Gold Members.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
got
so
it from.
that kind of span from the Gold Members, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. How about Green Members? I like that.
Right. So when did you start it?
Wow. Okay. So I'm going to say I started maybe like, wow, that's a good question. It had to be more than 5 or 6 years ago. Mainly because I had just decided to, like do something that was gonna really brand me. You know what I mean? I already
Right.
had like family or fans, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so I wanted to build on that and have something, something cool, something catchy, something that would, catch people's attention and not make people feel some type of way about calling themselves that. And then
Right.
also green, my favorite color is a lot of people who like green. Green is the color of the heart chakra. So green means, love too. It means, growth, and all these great things, so yeah, I definitely wanted to roll with that. And I did started maybe like 6 years ago. And I didn't even realize it was going to take off like it did, but it really did. I started with the whole green alert, green alert, green alert. That's just to
Right.
get everybody's attention. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then I started with the green members, and then I started with green members only. You know what I mean? Just to kind of make it more exclusive. So
Okay.
it all kind of flowed without
Well,
these 6 years.
it makes perfect sense. So if somebody wanted to become a green member like myself, how would I go about it?
Well, for one, you got to be down with Crystal La'Jeune.
I am.
That's first
I
and
am.
foremost.
I am.
Yes, for sure. First and foremost, you got to be down with Crystal La'Jeune. Then secondly, you got to be about love. You got to be about growth. You got to be about, green could also be your favorite color, so there's several different ways to become a green member. You want to definitely educate yourself on how to get money, all of those
Mhm.
things represent green. So yeah, those are several different ways that you can become a green member. But like I said, first and foremost, you got to be down with Crystal La'Jeune.
Okay. I appreciate that and I respect that. And I'm a firm believer in not putting all your eggs in one basket. And I think that it is a good opportunity to green members. So I salute you with that.
Thank
So
you.
people who may not know that you are a business owner as well, the name of your store is Looks and
Looks and
Style.
style.
Okay. How did you come up with this idea and what steps did you take to bring it into fruition?
Oh wow. So looks and style started as it started off as just an idea with me and my partner. We've been together for 14 years, and that was something that we decided that we wanted to do together. He is from Jamaica originally, so that is the foundation of like the store. It's a Caribbean clothing store.
Okay.
That's like the roots of it. That's how it started. We actually started in our apartment, just like on the couch in the dining room table. We had all this different merchandise that we was selling to our friends when they came over.
Right.
And then also I was in barber college, and I started, selling socks and incense and all of those different things. And then eventually, because I was just trying to earn some money while I was in school, because school kind of takes away time from actually being in the shop, actually working, getting the real money. So I had
Yeah.
to do something in that time to, compensate for that. So we did that. And also then we went from there, from the couch and the dining room table, to the flea market. And then we live in a neighborhood, not too far from our business. And so, just being in the neighborhood, knowing that we sell items, merchandise and stuff like that. One of the landlords asked us if we were interested in renting one of the vacant businesses. And my partner, he's like a risk taker. For me, I'm not really, I'm the one that'll keep it going once it already gets started. You know what I'm saying? So he
Yeah.
was the one that took the risk and going ahead and getting the lease and just going out there and doing it. And then the rest is history. Of course, like I said, I'm the one to keep it going. And we made great partners. And now we've been in business for 9 years now.
Congratulations. I think that you have an excellent location. Where is the location?
We are located 332 East 75th Street in Chicago. And they consider this Black Wall Street here. And so this is one of the strips in Illinois, and if I'm not mistaken, in the entire US that has the most Black businesses consistently up and down. So for miles and miles and miles, you can find Black businesses on 75th Street that are thriving. And I'm located next to Brown Sugar Bakery. I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with her. She's doing a lot of major things in the community and throughout the city. So yeah, this is prime location. It's we're really, really grateful to be here. We're across the street from Lim's Barbecue. They're historic. Down the street from Soul Veg. There's an historic business as well. A lot of great Black businesses. So yeah, I'm proud to be here.
Y'all
Excited.
right, you right in the little Mecca where Francis and everything is, and I noticed that
Francis,
like
yeah,
one hand
definitely.
wash the other a lot over there in that area.
Definitely.
Sometimes when I go over the limbs, I look over there at looks and styles, and I'm like, damn, I can't even get in this motherfucker. Let me just stay in my limbs line. So I don't want to feel
Yeah,
bad.
this is a line. You already know it's gonna be a line.
So it's nothing personal when I don't come in there. But who are some of your
Oh,
prominent people that shop with you? I saw Lori Lightfoot up in there.
well, yeah, Lori Lightfoot, that's auntie. She always got to come through and support. But
That's
we've
what's up.
had, like Lisa Ray shopped here before. She's from Chicago.
Yeah.
She always come through and buy everything white, all the white Rasta hats, everything we got white. I've had the boy Illinois, GLC. I've had several different people from the city come through.
Right.
It's just open to everybody. The community is the main people who support. The people who are just walking up and down the street. A lot of people who go through Brown Sugar Bakery, like you said, all the businesses people visit, they see our business, they come visit ours as well. We always promote each other and let and all of the people know what's going on throughout every business. So it's a family over here.
Right.
I love
It's enough money for everybody, and people don't
it.
understand that.
It really is.
One hand wash the other. You put out good energy, you get back good energy, and you get good results. I'm a firm believer in that. So, is there anything that you would like to leave the listeners on Rodas Live?
Well, I definitely want to let people know that I do create these wonderful hats and this nice vest that I got on. I do a lot of different things. So the green members, you guys, you got a lot of different things that you can, be down with. You might like denim. Denim green may not be your favorite color, but you might like denim. So you can rock with me on that. I got some music coming out. Just stay tuned. I want you guys to follow me on Instagram, Facebook. Everything is Crystal La'Jeune, or I am Crystal La'Jeune, or at Green Members Only. So it's going to be very, very easy to find me on any social media platform.
Well, thanks for being on Rodas Live. Hey, all my listeners, y'all go ahead and follow Crystal La'Jeune on every platform, and have a great day, Crystal.
Should I spell it for my green member? Should I spell it for y'all?
Spell it.
CRYSTAL, and Lejeune is LAJUENE. Okay? Y'all got it?
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, I'm gonna be looking out for the music. I'm gonna come shop with you as well. And I might need a haircut too.
Okay then. I got you. I got you, bro.
All right, this has
Indeed.
been another episode of Writer's Lab with the famous Crystal La'Jeune.
Peace and blessings, y'all.
Peace and blessings.